Yo, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to VGRx, the Video Game Pharmacy Podcast, here for your listening pleasure. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. A bit of news, a bit of reminiscing, maybe. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. My name's Brittin. Zach's here today with me. And Scott's here today with me.
Yo, what's up? I was actually going to say hi, Britt. Never mind.
Like who? What?
Nothing.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
I don't get it.
Okay, cool. Let's keep it that
That's
way.
okay.
The pharmacy is now open.
Little teaser for a couple things we're going to talk about today. We got some Labo VR news to talk about. We've got some Star Wars news. A little bit of news about the new Star Wars game from Respawn. And here's a teaser for you guys. Real life battle royale. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I remember-
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Well, let's not just leave it at news and stuff. Guess what today is?
What is it?
Today is episode 64.
That's an interesting number.
Wow, that is a very interesting number. Zach, why is that an interesting number?
Oh, yeah.
You've never played Nintendo 64. This is going to be our Nintendo 64.
That's where the reminiscing comes in.
Yeah, so we'll go through some news and then we'll talk about some N64
That's the plan.
stuff. Sound good?
Yep.
Cool.
Hey, do we have trivia before we get rolling?
What's
Yes.
trivia?
It's something we do on the show.
Oh, wow.
We ask questions. We answer questions.
If you have the cues, I may have an A, but normally I'm wrong.
So last week, I believe I asked, what was the very first JRPG?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
Oh,
what I
okay.
said.
Yeah, and then
I think I said Dragon Quest.
Wait, that's not it. That's not what you asked.
I believe so.
Didn't you ask what year that game came out?
Dragon
Okay.
Quest?
It could be that.
Or
too.
didn't you also ask what that game was called in
no,
America or something?
no. Okay, yeah.
No, that was you
I
answering
think
it.
I think you're right. I think I asked, what year did Dragon Quest come out?
Okay, gotcha.
And then you answered with
Something.
something else. And so I
Yeah, I
asked, what
said-
was it
You
called
said
when it
something
came
like
out?
I said
the
it wasn't
80s.
called Dragon Quest back then. It was called Dragon Warrior. And you were like, nope, you're wrong. And I was like, oh, that must be what it was called in the U.S. In Japan, it was called Dragon Quest.
Yeah,
we
so,
got ourselves
okay.
all confused.
All right, so
It was
let's
great.
set this straight here. All right, so Dragon Quest came out in 1986 in Japan.
Yep.
And then it was called, it was released as Dragon Warriors in 1989 in North America.
Didn't come out till 89, huh?
Yeah, 89. And then it
Huh.
was released in 86 in Japan.
I thought it came out before Final Fantasy, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
They were around the same time, either way. Cool.
Yeah.
Classic, man. Did you guys play that game back then?
Did not.
Back then, you weren't alive
I'm gonna.
at any point.
Yo, hey, back in the day.
Yep. Go on.
I've never actually played a Dragon Quest game ever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You should. They're cool.
I'm.
They're really long.
I-
Lots of cutscenes.
I mean, yeah.
Lots of anime.
It's made by the same guys who did Dragon Ball Z. So.
The art is
The
done
art
by,
is,
by
yeah.
Akira Toriyama. Yeah.
Funny. Well, I'll tell you what. The Switch game that they announced, the new Dragon Quest one, we're able to like switch between like 8-bit or 16-bit.
Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
new one coming out for Switch.
Yep.
I want to try it.
You know it's out on PC and PS4 already.
Is it
right?
really?
Yeah, you can play it right now if you want.
Well,
and
I'm stupid.
You'd probably want to play it on PC anyway.
Probably.
I'm guessing.
I could stream it.
You totally could. Yeah.
Wow.
That'd be a cool place to jump in.
Wow.
Wow. Very, very exciting.
Did you like that?
Yeah, it was good.
Did that get your gander
A
going?
little bit. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You guys want to jump through this news real quick?
Yeah,
and then,
hit me with
and
it.
then get on to the main course. which
Yes.
is Our fond memories of the
main-
mid-90s.
Yo, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Nintendo 64, my jam.
Is it?
Yes.
Cool. I'm excited to
Cool.
talk more about it.
I'll be a side piece in that conversation.
No. You had a 64 at some
You're
point.
always
Zach.
our side piece, Zach.
Ooh, all right.
My man.
That's rough.
Keeping that clean tag.
Hey, which news story do you guys want to start with?
Dude, I want to talk about Star Wars, dude.
Oh, okay, cool.
I want to talk about Star Wars.
Let's talk about it.
So Respawn and EA teased us with a new game that they're going to be talking about on April 13th that they're going to release. Not
Who's
release,
Respawn?
They're pretty popular right now,
Yeah.
actually.
and it's called the Jedi Fallen Order.
I love how you completely ignored.
They made Titanfall and Titanfall 2 and
you. Apex
Apex
Legends.
Legends.
Apex,
All
yeah.
Go ahead.
But basically, it's an image of a destroyed lightsaber sitting on top of a stone.
Did it look like a lightsaber to you? I couldn't
yeah,
really
it
tell.
looked like a lightsaber to me.
yeah, like part of a hilt, and it was like sliced in half, maybe or
Yeah.
something.
Cool.
Yeah. What do you think that signifies? Anything?
I mean,
I saw some theories
Where-
out there. I'm curious. If,
I
if you
didn't
have any
read. I didn't
thoughts.
read anything. But where is it gonna sit? Is it gonna sit like right after? Was it episode 7?
Maybe.
No,
Maybe
I,
between 6
I
and 7.
think this is in the during the original trilogy.
The original trilogy.
Or not? Sorry, not the original. The first 3, the prequels.
I hope so because I'm tired of getting Star Wars games where all the Jedis are extinct and you're like, quote unquote, the last one.
It's funny you should mention that.
Why?
It sounds like a lot of people think this game is going to
it's
be about the Jedi extinction.
Yeah,
about Order 66.
It's Fallen Orders. So.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's fine. I'm down for that. But what I'm not down for is being the only Jedi.
yeah.
I hate that. I want to go toe to toe with other Jedis. I don't want to just. I mean, I don't mind plowing through stormtroopers, but I want to have a legitimate lightsaber battle,
Yeah.
and I think it'd be really dope.
I
So,
respect that.
and I'm really super into the whole Order 66 thing. So.
So this might give you the best of both worlds. You
Yeah.
might be able
I,
to plow through stormtroopers and have Jedi battles.
Dude, for a long time, I was stuck on like the Star Wars train. I was like deep into Star Wars lore. Like
Yeah.
all my suggested videos on YouTube were Star Wars lore.
Don't you love that?
And it was the rabbit hole was insanely deep. But I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But a lot of like the Star Wars games and a lot of like the Jedi specific games are very like you start out, you make your own Jedi. I want this to be thrown in like mid chaos. You're a Jedi running from the Empire from Order 66, and you're playing as somebody that's already established, and like you slowly like learn how to play the game.
yeah.
And you just go through like this story. I want like a solid Star Wars Jedi story.
Yeah.
So do you want like to play as a
I'm down.
Jedi that we already know, or
It could be like because supposedly Ahsoka, which was oh my god, why am I spacing?
Anakin?
Anakin's Padawan
Yeah, the
escaped.
Okay.
So I think if we could play as Ahsoka, I think that'd be pretty.
She's
cool.
the one that was in the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah,
The animated show.
Yeah.
I never watched that, but I actually hear it's pretty good.
It's amazing. I think I watched through all the seasons, so 6, I think, about 2 or 3 times.
Wow. Okay.
It's really
man.
good.
Look,
It's
I
really
might have to add something onto my must-watch list.
Yeah.
I've never
really
watched
good.
it. I always just thought it was like another Star Wars kids show, but I've heard very different.
That's how I feel about Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
Which is their newest series.
Got it.
Because they kind of changed like the animation and like the story style
Got it.
a little bit.
But
yeah.
the Clone Wars was more like intense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You guys remember the original Clone Wars cartoon where it was hand animated? Wasn't CG?
I think so.
That looked
I
so
think
much
so,
better.
Yeah, I
visually
think I
than
really
the
enjoyed
CG
it.
stuff. It's a bummer they drifted away from that.
I mean, times change.
Yeah, I mean, look at Disney Animation Studios. They're
Yeah.
all CG now.
Yeah.
I think how you feel about that is how I feel about the new Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, okay.
Changing like the animation style.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
That's
one
a big
studio
part.
that hasn't changed.
What?
Pixar.
Yeah,
A little,
okay.
but not too much.
I won't begrudge you that.
Oh,
Sounds
thank
about
you.
right. Yeah.
Cool. Wow, that's like a first.
They haven't made as many good movies recently as they used to.
Ooh,
But
yikes! You excited for Toy Story 4?
not exactly.
Yeah, I'm not
I did
s-
like Coco a lot. That's one of their recent ones.
Oh,
that I
man.
thought was real good.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Straight bald. Straight bald. My
What is
eyes
that?
out.
Oh,
I
okay.
cried. I
didn't know
cried.
what you meant there for a
Coco?
sec. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
Coco.
a sweet movie.
I cried.
I had to hold some back.
Really? I tried.
Wasn't
Dude, just
happening.
straight waterworks.
Hey guys, welcome to Video Game Pharmacy, your
Yeah,
weekly
it's
dose of
just-
everying but video games.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine. It's
My
one of
bad.
those, it's
It's
one of those
okay.
days, one of those episodes.
Basically,
That's okay.
go watch Coco.
So-
There was a caption along with the image. Did you mention that? It says,
I did
it says
not.
"Don't stand out,"
Yeah.
and that maybe kind of furthers the whole Order 66 thing, and maybe it indicates some kind of like stealth approach to this game.
Or-
like, what if you're trying to blend in and not be caught and not be singled out as a Jedi?
So, I mean,
Assassin's Creed.
I think generally, yeah,
Fallen
exactly,
Order.
exactly. I think generally, I'm excited for it. I mean, I want like a solid character, something that we can jump right into, not something we create. But if they do like a different direction where it's you create your own character, you are running from Order 66. It is open world. You're running and hiding, but you happen to fall in line or like meet the rebellion or or whatever.
right.
And it's this big open world Star Wars story that you can go do whatever and explore and find whatever.
Yeah.
That's exciting too.
Yeah, that could be cool.
So I think I'm just ready for like a good Star Wars game.
I don't want to burst your bubble by pointing this out,
Uh-huh.
but look at
Burst it.
Respawn's history. Look at what
Yeah,
they've
it's
made.
not
They're
overworld.
not known for story. They're known for
Oh, true.
really solid, fun gameplay, and they nail that generally speaking.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any projects they've done that are heavily story.
I mean, they've probably been working on this for what, 3 or 4 years, maybe.
it's probably
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Well, I wonder if with LucasArts opening back up, I wonder
Mhm.
if it's going to affect it at all.
Not
Maybe-
this game. I
Okay.
think that's all going to take place after this has
Do you-
already come out.
Do you think potentially they would help with the
No.
production? No.
No.
You don't think
I don't
there's
think
any kind of
I think
potential?
this is them kind of signing things off with, or wrapping things up with EA and moving on from that agreement, and they're going to go back to doing more stuff in-house with their property.
I trust Respawn. I think it's a good company.
yeah.
So
If this was just one of EA's internal studios,
Yeah.
I'd be a lot more worried. But
Yeah. I'm so happy that it's not DICE or any of the other like kind of FPS
Battlefield type stuff.
Battlefield studios that are working on it. I'm glad it's just somebody else. That means there's a new perspective, a new viewpoint, a new way of doing things.
yep,
But who knows what or how it's going to turn out. But
we'll find out soon.
they did say that there's going to be a live stream on EA's Star Wars Twitch channel on April 13th at 1:30 p.m. I think CDT. Is that Central?
So Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
It's during something called Star Wars Celebration, which I think is maybe an annual thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar. But
All
they'll be
I
live streaming
want,
it.
the only thing I want from the game is for Emperor Palpatine to go execute Order 66. That's all I want, and
That's
I'll be
it?
happy. No.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
That's all
10
it's
out of
gonna
10
take.
would play again.
All right,
Would
cool.
listen to that one line again.
I have good news for you.
Ooh, hit me with it.
You might get what you're asking for. That's an easy request.
Can we
Ooh.
please get Mace Windu back? Please?
Can we just get a light?
Can we get
purple
Samuel L.
lightsaber?
Can we get Samuel L. Jackson to play Mace Windu again? Reprise
he'd be down.
reprise his role.
There you go.
Put him in the game. It's not hard nowadays. You can literally get actors exactly how
Can
they
we just
look.
get Jar Jar in this game? That's really all I want.
Moving on,
from a
what's the
Star
next,
Wars
uh,
I'm
next-
very much on that boat. Thank you very much. I
hate
love
you.
Jar Jar. Y'all can hate me.
You're lying. You don't actually love Jar Jar.
I love Jar
I do
Jar.
want to swim through the middle of
I
that
do.
water planet with him.
That is
Yo.
really cool.
That would be fun.
They can't hate you if they ain't you. Is that
Is that a thing?
I don't-
You just make that up?
Wait.
I'm impressed.
they ain't you if they hate you?
I know. I know what you're
know what I'm trying to
referencing.
say,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't, but I
Britain's-
still like it.
Britain's too old and bald to know what we're talking
That
He's
about.
not really
hurts.
bald. He has a whole full head of hair that's partially.
Thanks, Zach.
creeping.
That's fair enough.
Scott,
Yeah.
I hate you. And I always have.
Love you.
I
bud.
knew it.
Now the truth comes
We
out.
were a me bros, but now we're a me.
Speaking of
Okay.
me, bros.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hit me with
Can I
it.
talk about Nintendo a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
When
Okay.
don't you?
It's been a while, actually.
It was last week.
What did we talk about?
I'm sure we talked about something.
You're
Nintendo.
just blowing smoke. You don't actually know that.
Wow, that's rude.
Okay, so we already knew that the next Labo Kit 4 VR is coming
yeah,
out.
That's right.
Actually,
Ooh.
this week. It's coming
Yes.
out on Friday.
It's out today.
Friday, April 12th.
I was definitely at GameStop, and I definitely saw it on their shelf.
They broke street date because it comes out April 12th. That's fine.
Oops.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna go buy it.
It doesn't surprise me. GameStop. What are you guys doing?
Oh yikes!
So it looks pretty cool. It's Nintendo's first real steps into a modern VR, and early hands-on accounts have said it works pretty well. And alongside that news, we got confirmation of some other VR projects that Nintendo has coming out that are going to work hand in hand with the Labo kit. And among them are Super Mario Odyssey content and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild content.
Yeah, we were talking about this.
This
a
is
little
really
bit.
interesting to me. The other Labo kits have had very minor integration with other software, but it's really just been like, here's the game that comes with the kit. It has mini games to play with the stuff that you're putting together, and that's it. It's all just one self-contained thing. The idea of bringing this Labo functionality to existing games, though, is really cool to me. And I don't know what to make of these ideas yet. Here's what they consist of. So for Super Mario Odyssey, they're going to roll out some additional content. It's 3 new missions set in 3 of the existing kingdoms, Cap, Seaside, and Luncheon Kingdoms. And it's really just running around and collecting things. Sounds like basic Mario stuff, but it's all played within a 3D VR perspective.
Okay.
It's not first person, so you're kind of looking into a 3D chunk of this world and
Okay.
exploring it. And I don't know. What do you think? Does that intrigue you guys?
Well, so
It's like looking through a window into Mario's
I
world.
absolutely hate it, and we were talking about this off the show
I
Yeah.
absolutely hate it.
because I thought being first person, like in Breath of the Wild,
Right.
playing as.
Well, we haven't gotten to Breath of the Wild yet. We're talking about Mario, but we'll get to that.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. I hold my opinions until Breath of the
Until
Wild.
we get to Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's a similar thing, though. In both of these experiences, you're going to be just kind of looking into the world rather than
what's
being
what's the point?
first person in it.
Why? All right, so look at this. Say I'm not playing like the Labo games. I'm like, all right,
Right.
I just want a Nintendo VR experience.
Right.
Let me buy a peripheral device that allows me to have a close-up window into this Mario world when I could actually spend, $150, $200 on a nice monitor on or however much on a new TV to play this instead. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you're not going to make it like a full VR experience,
Don't make it.
Then why do it at all?
It is. It's just not first person. Have you played much VR?
I played a little bit.
Do you realize there's a ton of VR experiences out there that are not from the first person perspective?
I have not, no.
Okay. Well, there are.
I feel like this is like a courtroom.
Yeah, I know. Where were you on the night of the 15th? It's just a different way of doing VR. VR doesn't have to be you are in the character's perspective. That I guess that tends to be the most obvious use of VR.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other experiences you can do with VR that are not from the first person perspective.
I know there's some top down there's some tower defense games. There's some some God perspective type games.
Yeah.
That you can play, dude.
But that just doesn't impress you. It doesn't
No,
really
it doesn't at all.
Okay,
no,
that's fair. Describe to me a first-person Mario experience. First-person 3D platforming is tough.
I want to look at my big,
tough to do.
stupid, chunky white hands.
Okay.
Take off my gloves.
Yep.
And then just see non-chunky white hands.
They're all
Interesting.
spindly.
That's
They're not going to let you see Mario's bare hands.
That-
Are you crazy?
that's what I want. Okay, look.
Huh. Wait, does he have gloves on when he's wearing his bathing suit?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Google
In
it.
Odyssey?
Google it. I don't know for
Because
sure.
they took his shirt off. Does
That's
he have
true.
just like swim trunks and gloves on?
He's pulling a Donald Duck here.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
I think he has pretty normal hands.
I see what Zach's saying.
I just can't
why-
envision a 3D or a first-person Mario experience.
No,
that's good.
I see what you're saying, but I also see what Zach's saying. What's the point of buying a quote unquote VR? The point of VR is literally feeling like you're in the game, right?
Right.
So why spend money on something where you're not going to feel like you're in the first person's perspective?
Yeah.
And just play. He is wearing his gloves.
No, he's not.
Oh, is he not?
No gloves.
I can't see.
Some are, some aren't.
I see him with a black bar across his
dear.
chest. Ooh, that's not safe for work.
That's risque.
Yikes. But I see what Zach's saying. Like, why pay for a peripheral that is supposed to give you that first person, like you're in the game feel, when you can literally just play Odyssey normally?
Well, that's fair. I'll just remind you, nobody is buying the VR for this.
No.
You're buying it for the kit and the
Yes.
game that comes with the
Yeah.
kit. This is just, additional things you can
Absolutely,
do.
and that's
with
fine,
it.
you know, because I'm not spending money on
Yeah.
it. If
True.
it comes for free, it comes for free. That's
Yeah.
cool. Same with Breath of the Wild stuff.
And
But-
the kit, I don't know if we've mentioned this on the show before. It's the basic kit is $39.99.
Wow.
Real cheap. And it comes
Okay.
with software, it comes with the VR headset, and then also like the big bazooka thing
Okay.
that goes with it.
Cool.
So the cost for entry is very minimal here. And if you already own these games and you're at all curious about VR, it's a pretty easy cost of entry,
I think
you don't have to put
it's-
too much thought into
I think
into
it's
this.
so funny that Nintendo, like, this is such a Nintendo thing to do.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
like you think of all the other VR like headsets, and they're like $300, $400, $500.
Yep.
And then here comes Nintendo, be like, "Yo, we got the same thing with this console that we already have. Here's some cardboard."
Yeah.
How are you gonna put that on your face? Is it gonna come with like a head strap?
This is actually a point of contention.
Okay.
There's no head strap, and that is because they wanted to get the minimum age requirement that they have to stamp on the box as low as possible.
Uh-huh.
If you actually strap the thing onto your head, that age requirement has to go up. So because of that, because they wanted to keep the
What?
age low, there's no strap. You can't actually strap it
So
onto
you
your
have to
head.
hold this. How are you gonna
Yeah,
play?
you have to hold it up to your head.
How are you gonna play it?
So the Switch itself sits in it. Your controllers go on the side
So
of it.
you
You're
hold
holding it up
That,
to your
that's
face.
absolutely insane.
No.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
We'll see. I mean, people are probably going to rig their own things up so you can strap it onto your
Absolutely.
head.
What if you need the controllers there to hold it in place, though?
Well, you could take them off. That's how.
What if you can't?
That's how the Switch works.
What if it? No. What if the controllers have to be there physically to hold the screen in place?
for the motion?
Yes.
Controls? Yeah, we'll see.
Oh
There's a lot
my
of questions.
God!
This just went from like, okay, this is like a cute little Nintendo idea to like this might be
It's
a disaster.
Absolutely.
Well, it can't be a
stupid.
disaster because there's already other Labo kits out there, and they didn't set the world on fire, but people
Yeah.
generally like them.
But Labo
so
Hey
Yeah.
man, at least I'm not spending $400 for it for a piece of cardboard, so that I can rest easy with that.
let's talk about Breath of the Wild for a second.
Go for it, please.
So this is
your
a-
favorite game, first of all. I'd like to
Yeah, I
point
love
that
it.
out.
Can't
Yep.
get enough.
Yeah.
This game has a little bit more interesting integration. It sounds like they didn't explicitly say this. It sounds like you can play the entirety of the game in VR.
Cool.
And
Can I be the motorcycle in the game?
No, I don't think you can be the motorcycle.
Well, then what's the point?
So you can jump into the menus and at any time switch on VR mode, pop the thing into the headset, and you're playing in VR. Similarly, third-person perspective, you're like just looking into this world. Yeah, and you got to have your hands right up to your head.
How's your hand?
Scott, I wish our listeners could see you so you could give them a visual aid here. But
This is. You should take a picture of this. Post it on
Hey,
Instagram.
hang on, can we all like hold?
Yeah. Hold your hands up.
he's actually going to do it.
It's like this. So you know when your parents told you not to sit too close to the screen when you were playing video games?
I know it.
We're literally doing what our parents didn't want us to do, and now we're gonna have this stupid bubble thing against our head.
How long do you think you could keep your hands like that
I
without
know.
I
getting
can't.
annoyed and tired?
My
You
arms
have
get
to-
tired.
you
All
have
the
to-
blood's going to rush out of your arms.
You have to hold your hands like this.
Yeah.
And this gets absolutely tiring. And just think, you're playing, you're using the controls, so now you're adding like muscle movement from your fingers into your arms.
Yeah, and you have to like you
It's
have to
not re-
remember like now that you're holding like controllers differently. You
Look,
have to
you
remember
could
where all
you
the
could
buttons are.
you could do it like this. You could like have your desk and like put it up like this, which I guess is fine. But
Yeah, but then your elbows are gonna go
yeah.
down.
Oh my god! Like I get it.
Uh-huh.
They wanted to lower the age requirement,
Right.
But why would that be such a factor when potentially the parents are the ones putting this together anyway?
Yeah.
What is the age requirement on this?
I think it's 7 and plus. or
7
something.
plus.
Maybe
You think
it's
a
5 plus.
7+ kid is going to put together this really complicated VR set?
They're really good about making the instructions very, very easy to follow.
But it took you 3 days to make a steering wheel, Brittin.
I was going to get
It
into that
took
later.
you 3 days.
My experience with Labo. 3 hours, I would say.
Okay.
Over a couple days.
3 hours
together
over
the
a
steering
couple
wheel.
days
Yeah.
for a steering
These
wheel.
are very elaborate sets.
Yeah, he sent
so
The
so
headset,
a 7-year-old.
the VR headset is pretty simple. There's not much going on.
So
So it's going to be easier to get.
You
through
put a
that
head
thing
strap
and
in
get it
there.
up and running.
smack a 13-year-old up. That's fine. Do that. I don't
13 and up.
I don't want to hold this thing to my face
One thing I will
or
say.
lean down.
Listen.
Yes.
Relax for a second.
Sorry, I'm getting all worked
You
up.
are.
There's
Antsy.
these plastic grommets that go in some of the Labo.
I'm sorry.
kits.
Could you repeat?
Do you know what a
that?
grommet is?
No, please explain.
It's like a plastic eye loop kind of that snaps onto a piece of cardboard.
Okay.
So that if something runs through it like a string,
Yeah.
it doesn't slowly eat away at the
Okay.
cardboard.
Okay.
They have those on either side of this headset.
Okay.
They haven't said there's a strap that goes with it,
So
but they
you-
have those little grommets on the sides of this thing.
Got
It's
it.
almost like they're anticipating or encouraging people to do it without actually doing it.
Okay.
Throw a rubber band on there and you can strap it to your head.
So it's
I think there's going to be ways to actually put this on your face without holding it up.
so super bad. Like example of what this equals is they're like. It's like the guys from South Park calling the latest South Park game "Fractured Butthole."
I don't
kinda
get the analogy.
Well, I would tell you,
But
but then
continue.
we might lose our clean tag.
Oh, let's not do that. Okay.
Essentially, they wanted to do something. Someone said no, and they did the same thing but worded it differently.
What if it works?
Or here's
They're either
here's a better
geniuses or-
example. It's like looking at someone's test and saying like, yeah, you can copy off me, but change your answer a little bit, but it's still identical, and you're just like nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You get what I'm saying?
Sure, why not?
Cool, awesome.
But
What were we talking about?
this
I don't
doesn't
know.
sell you on it, Zach. Clearly,
Dude, it doesn't. Like, So
Even if you don't have to hold your hands up to your face.
think about the
Still not
point.
into
The
it?
point. It's not. The point isn't to put a screen right up to your eyes. That's not the point of VR.
Yeah. You also wear glasses, so this is
No,
difficult.
it's the full deal.
I'm definitely not using it.
So the part of the headset that goes on your face, it has a plastic insert with 2 lenses on it. It's not just the screen up to your face. It has these like kind of fisheye lenses in it that correspond to either side of the screen. The screen itself, when you're playing a game in VR mode, is split into 2, and you're getting 2 slightly different images projected into each one of those lenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not just a screen right in front of your face.
That makes me
There's a little more
makes me
to
a
it
little
than
bit
that.
happier.
Yeah,
that makes me a little bit happier.
And the other thing I want to say about all this is I recently had an experience with Labo for the first time. I got the Labo vehicle kit from Target. It was marked down to $20, and for a long time I was like, I want to see what this Labo thing's all about, but I just don't want to spend $70 on it, which is the cost of most of the kits. So this gave me a chance to jump in and try it out. And like Scotty said, these projects are insanely elaborate. The steering wheel I put together has so many mechanical moving parts in it, and it took me like 3 hours to put the thing together. But when it all came together, when I finished it, when I actually started playing the game that goes along with it, I was absolutely floored by how well everything worked. It all is insanely responsive. It works exactly as advertised. There's kind of 2 gear shift things that stick out of the side, and each one has a knob on the end of it that you can turn into 4 different configurations. And every time you turn it, the game recognizes that you're turning it. And then when you pull on it, the game recognizes that you're pulling on it. There's kind of a rip cord on one side that you pull, and it gives you a boost when you're driving. On the other side, you have a reverse lever. When you pull it down and hit the acceleration pedal, you go in reverse. Everything is just insanely snappy and responsive.
So can I ask you something?
I was very impressed with how well it works. Yeah.
Say a grown man wanted to play Mario Kart 8
Yes.
or whatever on this thing.
Yes.
Say I'm getting really into it, right?
Okay.
If I hit that brake pedal or throw it in reverse, am I gonna break it?
It's pretty sturdy.
Is it?
It's pretty sturdy. I think there actually is Mario Kart 8 integration with this thing. I haven't tried it, but it's not really designed for very, very fast, furious racing. Fast and furious.
So then
racing.
what's the point?
The game that goes along with it is all about exploration. They give you this massive island to explore, and you drive all over the place and complete objectives.
Okay.
You listening to me?
I am.
And then this is really clever. There's a key that you put your remote into, your Joy-Con into. And when you put that key into the steering wheel, your vehicle turns into a car. You drive around as a car. There's also a submarine control. When you put that same key, you pop it out of the steering wheel, put it into the submarine control, it turns into a submarine. And there's also a flight stick. You can pop that same key into a flight stick. So whichever one you have it in, the game knows which one you're using, and your vehicle corresponds to it. It's all just so well thought out and clever, and it works very, very well.
Well,
the flight stick is especially fun to use. I could totally imagine playing like a Star Fox game with it.
do you think Slippy will yell use the boost to get through?
I would hope so.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm done making fun of Labo.
Just to close this up,
Yes.
Based on my experience with that other Labo kit and how just high quality the cardboard is and the way it comes together, it all feels pretty darn durable. I didn't think I was going to break any of this stuff while using it, and just how responsive it all is and how well it works. I'm super excited to try VR.
When are you getting it?
I'll try to pick it up Friday when it comes out.
Will you bring it in?
Sure.
Next
I actually
week.
thought about bringing like the flight stick in because it's the smallest of the 3, just so you guys could feel like the build
Absolutely,
quality of
I
it.
would love that.
I'll do that.
Well, we cannot, or we talk or not talk about it, but
Right.
you know,
Just so you can check it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Totally. I will. I
Yeah.
will. And if the VR headset comes out and I get it, I'll bring that in. You guys can check it out too.
Cool.
I feel like that'd
See
be
what you
kind of
think.
small.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the I don't know if we mentioned this, the Mario Odyssey content, the Zelda content come out on April 25th. So not right at launch, but later this month. We'll be able to check that stuff out. And I'll report back to you.
Cool.
We sound a little down on it. You guys do at least. But I think we should all get hands-on
It's
before
not
we
that-
make any
it's-
judgment calls.
It's not that I'm down on it.
You're getting what you pay for.
I just think it's a joke.
You're getting what I mean. You know, I'm not down on it either. But you're getting what you pay for. You're not paying for a console basically will be strapped to your face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not paying for
But tell me
PSVR.
about the amazing, deep, robust experiences in PSVR.
There isn't. Wow.
Oh Lord!
Remember
That was
when
a good one.
Oh Lord! The rule has been broken.
remember when
You're the
we
one that usually
silenced
tells
our-
us
Yeah,
to-
I know. You're like silence your phones.
Sorry, y'all.
That's all right.
Tell
I better,
them to know. Tell them no.
I know.
Anyway, I don't know.
Well, I'll check it out and we'll
Yeah,
report back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll just have to leave it
VR
at that. I'm
VR
excited
is
about it.
cool, but I wouldn't drop $400 on one.
But would you drop $40 on one?
Potentially, yeah.
Since you already own a Switch.
If it's
We'll
good.
see.
One of the most, can I sidetrack us real quick?
Totally. Move on.
One of the most infamous VR games out there is
Yeah.
Beat Saber, right?
Yeah, of course.
Is Beat Saber available on PSVR?
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, I know what he's buying when we get done here today.
Yep.
That game could so easily come to Switch. I'm just saying. Not to bring it back around.
I agree, yeah.
A Joy-Con in each hand.
Dude.
There's no demanding visuals in that game, really.
There's not.
Have you seen?
Not
have you
anything.
seen what
Not
the Switch is
anything that
capable
the
of?
Switch can.
So,
Switch could handle it.
Can
easily.
That'd be cool.
No,
can,
you can't.
Can I sidetrack us again and then we'll go back to news real quick?
Yeah, do it.
Sure.
So I bought Civ 6 2 days ago.
'Kay.
For the Switch.
Oh, wow.
For the Switch, wow.
For the Switch. I have it on my laptop, but I didn't want to, like, with all the programs and stuff I have in there, I didn't want to throw it back on, so I bought it for the Switch.
Sure.
Even with that, it still looks a lot worse than the PC version.
That's on the developer. I don't know what to tell you.
And
Because look
also-
at a game like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey. There's no excuse for a game to look bad and run bad on
Also,
the
it's a
Switch.
really bad port.
Is it?
Yep. They didn't, like...
Weird. What's 2K doing?
They didn't go through it fully and,
Okay.
like, fully optimize all the controls and everything
They
for the
probably
game.
That's
just
too bad.
literally took the game, slapped it on Switch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Assigned
Yeah.
some buttons to it, and they didn't, like, really go through it at all.
I know I tend to play the defense when it comes to Nintendo, but I seriously don't think you could put that on Nintendo or on the hardware itself.
No.
It was tough.
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely them.
Yeah.
Lazy ports are a thing. And Nintendo gets a lot of lazy ports over the years, so.
Unfortunately, they always get the scraps from every game that seems to come out for the Switch.
Hey, not when it comes to indies.
No, of
they get the
course.
cream of the crop when it comes to indies these days.
I've seen better.
All right. Hey, do you guys want to talk about something only tangentially video game related, but fascinating?
Absolutely.
Is
Yep.
it this real life battle royale
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
This is crazy.
Cool.
Did you read it?
No, you told me not to. Remember?
I did. I wanted you to.
You
react
literally,
to this
you told me
firsthand.
not to look at it.
Yeah.
So
So this sounds like the plot of a crazy movie or something, but an anonymous millionaire.
Anonymous.
He reached out on a shopping marketplace called Hush Hush, which apparently is a big marketplace. I wasn't familiar with it, and he's looking for game designers to help him design an arena and organize a real life battle royale experience.
is
for
this
people.
Mr. Beast? I feel like it's Mr. Beast.
Oh, it totally could be, but
Yeah.
no, I don't
he's,
think so.
he's English, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah,
is he?
He's offering, like, the payment, the reward, and everything is all in pounds.
It's all in pounds. You're right.
Dude, I'll take 100,000 pounds.
So he's looking to pay a healthy amount of money to hire some game designers to help him create a real life battle royale experience.
Cool.
So he wants to acquire. I don't know if acquire means buy or like rent a private island. And he's planning.
What?
Yeah, he wants to have a private island for
Okay.
this. He wants to hold a 3-day event there,
Okay.
and the players on the island will compete for 12 hours a day.
Oh my God.
And then at night they will be camping, and they'll be given everything they need, food and camp
Supplies.
equipment, stuff
Yep.
like that.
this is the Hunger Games.
So
Basically.
real.
we thought,
Basically.
we were like, where can Battle Royale go?
Yeah.
This is it.
This would be terrifying, and I'd love every
I mean-
moment.
I mean,
of
we've
it.
This is
seen
a
like
offshoot,
TDM
yeah.
turned into real life experiences. This is sort of an extension of that. I'm not like blown away by how crazy this is,
And
but,
essentially, it's a stereotypical airsoft match.
right. So yeah, the players will have airsoft guns, and they're going to have touch-sensitive body armor.
Okay.
So I don't think there'll be any cheating. It'll be pretty obvious if you actually get taken out.
Yeah, they don't want to rely on the honor system
Yeah.
or anything, especially when like this amount of money is involved.
Do you
Right.
guys want to do
What amount of money?
Do squads and go?
Dude,
It did say last man standing, so I don't think they're doing teams at all. This
Oh,
sounds
sad.
this sounds like a free for all.
Okay.
think about it. Like, if this is real
Yeah.
and this guy's really looking to invest money into this could be like the next TV show, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
If they didn't make this into like a documentary, that would be a huge missed opportunity,
Yeah, absolutely.
because that's going to be a big portion of like people need to see it.
How
It can't just be for the 100 people that are participating.
I guess
you know?
write an article about it. You know.
Yeah.
how do
that's just not
you?
gonna
I
cut
wonder
it.
how you are able to participate. I wonder if like they'll do like a sign up and randomly pick 100 people.
It would have to be some kind of lottery system, I think.
Okay.
And I don't think they've gotten there yet, because they want to make sure they can actually do this, secure the property, and get the designers on board and
Yo.
actually get the fine-tuned, get it all fine-tuned.
I'm gonna be straight honest. I would love to participate in this,
Uh-huh.
but I would also be absolutely terrified.
Oh,
It would
I'd
be
be out.
intense.
12 hours.
I'd be out for blood, my dude.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
3 days, 12 hours a day. Consider how quickly like battle royale matches play out in a game. It's like 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine a 3-day event?
I don't think it would need to be 3 hours.
And it's going to have to be a massive.
What am I saying? I don't think it had to be a 3-day event.
It'll have to be a huge
Can I throw something
swath
out there?
of land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So along with like say let's use Fortnite for example. With their tournaments, they have a point system. They have points for amount of kills, points for placement, and then points for wins. Now they could definitely do that. And then we're looking with like real like you're really out there running around, so you're physically like out there doing stuff.
Right.
So you're gonna have probably like a match in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
break, match in the afternoon, break, and then a match in the evening. 3 matches a day for 3 days.
I don't think so,
and
man.
then accumulate points over the 3 days.
I don't think so. I think this is one last man standing event over the course of 3 days.
Really?
Which leads me to believe it's a big section of land. And also, they're going to have to do a storm kind of thing, right? Otherwise, how are these people going to find each other?
Oh my God.
They're going to have to channel them into a small area over time.
This sounds amazing. I'd love to
crazy,
be a part
right?
of this. But like I said, I'd be absolutely just terrified if I was there.
So, last man standing will win 100,000 pounds is the proposed prize from this anonymous millionaire.
Wow.
I love it.
Someone's really bored.
Yeah. So, here is a statement from the founder of Hush Hush, the site that's being used to fund this whole project.
Mm-hmm.
Battle Royale games have become incredibly popular over the last few years, and our customer is a huge fan who wants to make the game a reality in the safest way possible. If the championship is a success this year, it's something that he wants to make an annual event going forward, which is very exciting.
So 100,000 pounds is 130,000 US dollars.
Okay. Respectable. Yeah, you guys want to go in on this?
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm
Not
totally
me.
down.
He's signing up right now.
I
Get
know.
off your phone.
I'm already on it right
He's
now.
on hushhush.com.
Do you guys
Yeah.
think this is a huge liability thing though?
Oh, dude, they're
I
gonna
think there's
sign
tons
like
of safety issues.
the people that are gonna do this are gonna sign contracts that.
Yeah, but if anyone actually gets hurt, it's done. Don't you think?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna wear goggles. They're gonna have medical staff on site. You're gonna sign
Yeah.
a contract so the people hosting it aren't reliable.
Right.
It's like somebody gets hurt, they're just gonna be taken out of the game. It doesn't matter.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just bad press if people are actually getting hurt in something like this.
I know, but
then-
for $100,000, I'll take a pebble to the arm, and, or whatever. Or
I could see media twisting it into
a
like
cut or bruise.
people are bringing video games into the real world, and it's causing these horrible accidents to happen. I don't know. Or is it are people going to maybe mentally take this too far when they're participating? When they're playing in a video game, it's like you're doing everything you can to win this event. When you're there in real life, if you have trouble separating what you would do in a video game from what you're doing in this real life event, maybe you'll go too far in some situations to overcome your opponents. I'm thinking negatively here, but I think when you're exploring a concept like this, you have to consider it from all angles. You know?
You do. And there's gonna be
So what if people do take it too far and things get violent, things get intense? I don't know.
Who knows?
Uh,
Continue.
If everyone played it as intended and all the safety stuff worked as intended, I'm sure it'd be fine.
I mean,
But
no melee
things-
combat allowed. If you do, you're
Sure, see, that's an
disqualified,
example.
and then you lose like your chance at $100,000. Like,
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like
not worth that.
Think of it like Survivor. I mean, Survivor's been going on for years, and it's not all real, but a good portion of it is.
It'd be great. In like 5 years, we're gonna be coming across a 5th annual,
Hunger Games.
battle royale tournament.
But
Yeah.
you're actually like killing the people. Like,
Oh, dear.
It went from airsoft to like, yeah, we're gonna start slaughtering people off now.
PG.
Oh, sorry, my
Yeah,
bad.
please.
My bad. Hey, something I should have put on the doc, but I didn't.
Ooh.
And I'll just take a quick couple minutes to talk about this real fast. I'm surprised you didn't put this on the doc.
Really? Now I'm excited.
On April 5th
Mm-hmm.
was the last update for Enter the Gungeon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It is called a Farewell to Arms.
That's right, yeah.
Dodrel basically said, hey, thanks for playing our game. This is going to be it.
These updates are pretty substantial.
Yes.
Do you have a list of what they did and what they added?
Yes, I do actually. They added 2 new Gungeoneers.
Mm-hmm.
They added, hang on, I'm going to pull up the actual, like, specifically what it
Yeah.
was. Oh Oh my gosh.
While you're working on that, I'll tell you what my problem is with the Gungeon updates.
Okay.
With certain games, with most games, when you get a... Are you okay, Zach? When you get a downloadable piece of content...
What are you doing?
I spilled coffee on my shirt.
Oh
Continue.
my god.
NBD. With most games, most DLC packs, when you download them, you can jump right in and experience the DLC, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a game like Gungeon, there's been two of these major updates, and you have to dig through the game and find the new content.
Yeah.
So if you load up a match, it's quite possible you could play a bunch of matches and never see any of the new stuff.
That's half the point.
I know, but I've played so much Gungeon, I'd really rather just kind of see the new stuff
Well,
when I jump into it.
Here's what you'll get.
Okay.
It features 2 new Gungeoneers.
Yep.
I don't know if you have to unlock them or not.
You do.
Okay.
That's one thing I was bummed. I couldn't just use them
Which
out of
is
the gate.
fine because they're both really dope.
Okay, yeah.
There's 22 new guns, 14 new items, a new syringe, a secret floor with a new boss, and just quality of life changes and stuff
Yeah,
like
pretty
that.
similar to the Advanced Gungeons and Dragons update.
And you know what? That's
6
fine.
months ago.
The game's been out since. Hang on, let me pull up this
Scott,
article.
You haven't spent nearly as many
No,
hours as I have with this game. The idea of jumping back in and like seeking out this new content after already playing 140 hours of it, it's just not that.
I get it.
It's just not that appealing.
I get it, but
It's cool that
This-
content's there, and if you jump in now for the first time and play this game, now you have even more content to mess
Yeah.
with, and you'll see it over the course of naturally playing the game.
yeah, for sure.
But jumping back in, it's hard.
I think you would enjoy it. I think you
I
should.
tried.
Oh, did you?
After this hit, I fired it up and played
Okay.
a couple rounds. I didn't see anything new.
Well, hey, you know what? I'll at least say.
Like, give us a completely new Gungeon to explore.
Yeah.
Or, like, add a floor that's persistent that you don't have to go find. You know, it's secret and it's hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
That you can actually experience over
I
and
get
over
what you're
again.
saying. For someone like me who hasn't really experienced everything,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah, sure.
Because now I can keep playing and find stuff.
That's true.
I haven't even found like base content stuff.
By the way, Scott,
I
you should
know.
keep streaming that. It's good.
It's
Oh,
a fun
thanks,
game
man.
to stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
Fun game to watch.
The game came out April 5th, 2016.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of why the last update released then.
Yeah.
And they sold 2.5 million copies over all four platforms.
That's awesome.
The Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
Um,
And that's an indie game, so that's
They're
pretty
doing well.
pretty big jump.
Another thing I'm excited about because of this last piece of content for Gungeon is we might get to hear soon what Dodge Roll is doing next.
Cool.
Because they've been plugging away at Gungeon now for a couple of years, I
I think you should try and get the Gunslinger because I've seen what he can do,
Yeah.
and I think you'd really
See,
enjoy
and
it.
it's so obtuse. I don't even know how to even begin unlocking him.
Google
you know what I
it.
mean?
Google
and you shouldn't have
it.
to do that. The game should make it obvious.
The
how
game
to see
doesn't
this new
hold your
content.
hand. It's
I know.
It's a bullet hell.
Right.
That is the point.
But I could go in and play another 20 matches and maybe not unlock the Gungeoneer, and I have no idea how to do it.
You could play
Or
another
the-
20 matches and never even get to the last floor.
You know what?
Not
Brittin?
me. I can get there pretty
Brittin,
consistently.
you're kind of disappointing me right now.
I'm
Yeah.
just kind of down on this.
Well, because you're the guy that's always like playing Sekiro, or you're going to play Sekiro,
Yeah.
or Souls,
Yeah.
or that kind of thing. These hard games, you're like, well, it just doesn't always hand you everything. You have to
Right.
figure it out and keep plugging away.
Yeah.
But this, you're like, nah.
I guess it's because
Yeah.
I've already
Yeah.
gone through that process with this game.
Yeah.
So the idea of jumping back into that process again with a game I've already mined the depths of, it just doesn't sound
You know what?
that enticing.
You've been dissing on this indie game this entire time. I'm very
That's
disappointed
weird,
in
isn't
you.
it? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
It's really weird.
I'm
Yeah.
very disappointed
I'm just
in
being
you
honest with you guys.
as a fan,
Yeah.
as someone who got me in to Enter the Gungeon,
Yep.
and you're like, Dodge Roll, they suck.
No, they're great.
They should
Awesome
probably
game.
go KMS.
You don't play 140 hours of a game because you don't like it that
That's
much.
fair enough.
That is true. Yeah.
That's
In
fair
fact,
enough.
I played more of that than any other game on Switch.
Even Spelunky?
Spelunky's not on Switch.
Oh, you're right.
Dang it.
My bad.
But yeah,
Sorry.
even Breath of the Wild, even Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Was Breath of the Wild?
It's some game.
Oh,
Remember we
it's
talked
a
about it a
small
little while ago?
small indie game.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, well, I just wanted to bring up that I didn't
Okay,
know you
cool.
were gonna absolutely just tear it apart, but you know,
That's what I
whatever.
do. I surprise you sometimes.
We'll
you
edit
know?
that out.
Hey, do you guys? How much time do we have?
We have about 17 minutes.
So in this N64 blowout extravaganza episode, maybe
Yeah.
we should talk about N64.
We should absolutely talk
Let's
about
reminisce,
N64.
you guys.
Okay.
What you got?
Well, that was,
I'm just kidding.
well, that was great. We'll see you guys next time. We're gonna end this episode a little early. No, I'm joking.
So, how old were you guys when
I was -1.
All right.
Yeah. Because it came out in
Zach-
93, right?
No, I think it came out in 94, 95.
Dude, I mean, because I was.
We should know these things.
I was born. I was
if we're
born
going
in
to talk
92.
about it.
Yeah, I
born in
love how we're just
92.
like,
So I was only 3
Okay.
when it came out. So I didn't play it probably till like.
So for you guys,
4th or 5th grade.
it was
I would
just
say.
always there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
always there. Yeah.
I
crazy.
remember playing it when I was probably about 6-7 years old. It came out in 1996, and
Okay.
it essentially like died out in 2002.
So I was 13 when this game came out.
Oh my
That's
god!
insane, dude.
When the
it
system
really
came out.
really highlights how much older you are than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
So
You should leave.
all throughout that early year. That's rude.
Yeah, sorry.
All throughout that year leading up to the summer when it came out,
Yeah.
my friends and I at school were just like insanely excited about this. I don't think ever since have been more excited for a new system, a new piece of hardware to come out.
Really?
Just could not wait. Before it came out, we all called it the Ultra 64.
Yeah, which was its original name.
Original name, code name, I don't really know.
It was-
like all systems get code names,
Hey,
but we usually don't continue to call them that for like right up until they come out.
I
But,
mean,
yeah, this thing was the Ultra
the
64.
NX, but whatever.
I
No
guess.
big deal.
Yeah.
That stupid thing that I was watching earlier, you were like, this is way too much.
Yeah,
I'd like to.
it wasn't stupid. It was informative.
I would like to point out a little
Tell
bit
me-
of information
tell me
I got from
something.
that. They had to change the name from the Ultra Nintendo 64 so they wouldn't get sued by Capcom.
Really?
Yes.
What was the license that Capcom had?
Like Street Fighter,
Or-
Ultimate Street Fighter, whatever it was.
Interesting.
That
Yeah.
would have been a
Weird.
good trivia.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah, would
oh,
have.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, I got one. When we get to the end.
Oh,
of the show.
wow.
I got
All
some
right.
trivia.
Hopefully you
Got some
don't.
topical trivia.
No, I don't.
Okay,
Cool.
perfect. Perfect. So,
Yeah.
all that year and like early summer leading up to its release, Toys R Us
Mhm.
was hosting events.
Yeah.
Like some kind of road show. I don't know if it was just around here because we kind of live near where, near Redmond, where Nintendo HQ is in North America.
Mm-hmm.
And they would bring a whole bunch of systems there and set up TVs right in the main lobby of Toys R Us. And they would let you play Super Mario 64 before it came
man.
out. So we got hands-on with this thing like months before it came out.
Dope.
And the cool thing is they didn't have like demo units. They just straight up brought the systems in there, brought the game in there,
Yeah.
and let people play it.
Nice.
And you had like 15-minute chunks of time to play it, and there were lines. People would get in line and wait at different systems to play it. And you could kind of just make your way through the game as a group.
Cool.
So like people would play through levels and then hand it off to the next person, and we actually made progress through the game, and there were save files on these systems, and we got
They're
to
like,
see.
ooh, yikes.
We got to see a lot of this game before it came out. Like I remember
That's so
playing
cool.
TikTok Clock, which is one of the
Whoa.
later levels in the
Wow.
game at Toys R Us before it came out.
Dang.
So I don't know if that was just a lack of foresight on their part, or if
Did
they
you-
really wanted to give people a
Dude, it was
good.
the 1990s.
look at this
no one
game.
cared
Did
back
you
then.
sign
There
a-
wasn't precedent for this.
Did
kind
you
of
sign
thing.
an NDA?
No,
No.
no. They were so confident in what this was. They wanted people talking about it.
Yeah.
And rightly so. This game like completely changed the landscape of gaming. It was like the first steps of 3D, really.
Yeah.
The first effective ones, anyway. The first ones that really felt like they did it right. My mom, God bless her, she's great. She drove me out there like 10 different times. I would beg her to drive me out to Toys R Us and play this game. I don't know if she remembers that. She may hear this and get back to me on that. But
All I remember
it
is
was
being
awesome.
at home playing
it was
it.
so nice of her. And I know you hate me bringing up the paper route, so I won't say much, but
Uh-huh.
it's something I
I
really
hate you. No, I'm kidding.
I really saved for on my own Steam. And
Yeah.
I was able to buy on my own. I felt really good about that.
That's
Wait,
So-
they had Steam back in the 1990s?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I remember
Mario was a Steam exclusive.
My
I mean,
man.
there's this. I remember feeling the same way about the PS2.
Uh-huh.
Like really, really excited about it, but
Yeah.
I wasn't able to buy it myself because I didn't have the paper route.
Sure.
So I was really
Rip.
excited for my parents to get it for me.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly just remember always playing the N64. I don't remember when we first got it. I don't know how we first got it. I just always remember having it.
Yeah.
Cuz
It was one of those family systems.
yeah,
that
cuz
the
like I
family
said,
just had.
I was probably like 6 or 7 when, I remember, I mean, that was she's like forever ago now.
Yeah.
18 years ago. So, it's been a hot second.
Yeah.
But I always remember playing it, and I remember playing like Pokemon Stadium and Paper Mario and stuff. Because, I was homeschooled for like till 8th grade.
So you just played video games
So I
all
just
day.
played video games
That
all
is
day.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I
Yo,
respect
That was literally my life.
That's sick.
I just
Yeah.
played N64 all the time, and I remember absolutely loving the crap out of everything.
It's awesome.
I played so many games over and over and over again.
You mentioned a couple that you really liked. You have some favorites you want to talk about?
I don't know. Can I talk about them?
I guess.
Okay.
I guess.
Ah.
You've indulged me. Now tell me what you love on the N64.
Brittin will not let me live this down. My favorite N64 game of all time, Banjo-Kazooie. 100% absolutely fell in love with that game back when I was playing on the N64, and I could never beat it. I would always get to like the end part where you had to like do the puzzle thing to get to the final boss. Could never beat it. But
did you eventually?
I did eventually.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I eventually did beat the
I'm
game.
like, Scott, you gotta go back and beat that game.
But I remember like playing for just hours upon hours. I probably dumped 50 to 100 hours into that game.
Wow.
Collected everything.
I mean, you did the same with Mario 64, no doubt.
Oh,
right?
absolutely, yeah. I never got Yoshi though.
With Yoshi.
Oh,
in Mario 64?
In Mario 64, yeah.
That takes some doing.
Yeah,
and it's totally not worth it.
I mean, no,
but it's like the last big milestone in the game. So
but
that
was half the fun of like N64 games. Is a ton of those games are just collectathons, so they would just hold you over forever.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong 64 had a Guinness Book of World Records for like a Guinness record for having the most collectible in a video game.
So here's the thing with Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
It was really about collecting stars. That's the main collectible in the game.
Yep.
And
120.
You got rewards for doing that. You got to explore new areas because you did that.
Yeah.
So in games like Banjo and
Donkey
Kong 64, what's the incentive?
There wasn't really.
Yeah, that's.
But you just got to collect things, which was cool.
Yeah.
You got to do like I'm trying to think specifically. You get like different upgrades and stuff like that, which is cool.
Donkey Kong 64 had perhaps the worst collectible mechanic in history in that each Kong had their own colored bananas.
Yeah.
And you had to be the right Kong to even pick up these bananas.
Yep.
So they would just be
awful.
like ghosted out if you were the wrong Kong at the time. And you couldn't switch on the fly. You had to go back to some kind of checkpoint and change to the one you wanted.
Yep, exactly.
That's rough.
I loved it.
Did you?
I loved every part of it.
It really got us spending a lot of time with these games. That was the goal. Mission accomplished.
I mean, the whole thing was to, there was 101% that you could get.
Yeah.
And like, I guess the reward, quote unquote, was at the Donkey Kong like house where, there was a cave that you would go in and you would be able to see this giant thing of bananas.
Uh-huh.
And when you collect all 100 or however many bananas there were in every
a lot more
a lot more than 100.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, the tower would be so tall you could get the last banana that was at the top of this tower.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And
that's a fun mechanic.
That right there, like that was a satisfying thing. Like having this banana out of reach that you're just able to get.
It's all about the banana.
Yeah, dude, it's all about the bananas. Like I think some of my favorite games were like rare games.
Yeah, clearly.
Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, all great games.
Ooh, I got one for you.
What you gonna say, GoldenEye?
A rare game for you.
Oh.
No, let's talk about GoldenEye in a minute.
Okay.
But I want to talk about a good game first.
Yeah, for sure.
Blast Corps. Did you ever play Blast Corps?
No, I didn't.
Amazing rare game. One of my favorite N64 games.
I hear.
And I haven't seen a game really like it since.
Yeah.
You're driving around in a variety of vehicles, destroying buildings, destroying all kinds of things. And there's all kinds of objectives and variables. There's one in particular that I remember where a truck with explosives on it is slowly driving through a town. Think Speed, the movie Speed. If it stops, it'll blow up.
Yeah.
But there's buildings in front of it and it can't turn. So your job is to drive ahead of it and clear everything in its path so that it doesn't crash and explode.
Awesome.
Absolutely brilliant. It was a fun mechanic. So that game is a gem, and it hasn't been revisited since.
Can I
any other console?
Can I just give a huge shout out to Grant Kirkhope for giving me the soundtrack of my childhood?
Yeah,
I met him at PAX a couple years back. Super nice guy, very very funny. He did like a guest Grumps on Game Grumps one time, like way back when it was like John Tron and Aaron.
That's cool.
Like, it was just those guys. And it was probably one of the funniest things they've ever done. Like, because Grant Kirkhope was just like crapping on JonTron the entire time. Fantastic. And
he's an amazing composer.
Yeah,
and
you
he's
can hear it in
still
everything.
at it.
Oh yeah.
He's
A
still
Sea of
making good
Thieves.
music.
Oh,
yeah. Did he work on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, cool.
He worked on Ukulele. He worked on Sea of Thieves.
And then Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Rabbids.
Another awesome soundtrack.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like, it's funny because you play Sea of Thieves and you hear Rare. Like, you hear signature Grant Kirkhope sounds.
Yep.
And it's fantastic.
It's cool.
And I love everything about him. and everything about
We can
Rare.
tell.
Yes. Look, dude, I'm all about it. I'm gushing.
Yeah, you are.
Zach, I feel like you have something to say.
Dude, I'm
You're
kind of
laughing
like,
over there.
so I
You didn't have an N64, did you?
No, I did. I
Oh,
did.
did you?
Well,
Okay.
I personally didn't own it. It was my stepbrother's. And I have some very fond memories. I don't know why I remember them, but I have some fond memories playing the N64. But being as young as I was, I don't really remember what they were. But I've been doing some Googling while you guys are talking about this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of the games was called Monster Truck Madness.
Okay.
By Monster Truck Madness 64 by Rockstar Games.
What?
Yeah.
The Rockstar games,
Yeah.
huh?
I remember
Before they made games about killing everyone.
It's probably before GTA 1.
Yeah.
Or at
it
least
was.
close to the
Yeah, because I think that was on the PS one.
it was, yeah.
Yeah. But I remember a Monster Truck game. I never remembered what it was.
That's funny.
But
And now he knows.
and now I know. So I guess we're kind of like sitting back, kind of reminiscing here.
That's fun.
Another one, and this is a few years after, but I remember playing a game called 18 Wheeler on the on the Dreamcast. So
Oh,
it was on the
alright.
N64.
Ugh, gross.
But that was a very fond one as well. And yeah,
There was a lot of really good racing games on N64.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Wave
mentioned,
race.
yeah, I mentioned this.
I was gonna
Wave,
say.
Wave Race is another one of those games that was just awesome. Loved it, and it hasn't been revisited.
It was
in
a
such
launch
long
title.
time. No, it wasn't.
Wasn't it?
No,
No.
check this out.
Okay, it was Mario 64.
Yeah, there was only 2 games that
Yeah,
came out at launch.
it was Mario 64, and
Uh-huh.
what's the last one? What's the other one?
Pilot Wings.
Are you sure?
Pilot Wings 64.
Okay.
100% sure. The funny thing is, that's the only system in history that I can think of that could get away with only having 2 launch titles. Because
Yeah.
all it needed was Mario 64.
Oh, absolutely.
That game kept people satisfied
What
for
was Pilot
months and months and months till we finally got some more content on
hey
that.
guys,
What?
good job for blowing my trivia question. All
You're-
right.
Did
you're
we?
welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It must have been something about...
I don't know what you're talking
It
about.
was I was gonna ask what games did it release with?
Oh, got it. Okay.
Oh, rip.
Too
Yep.
easy.
Oh, well.
It's okay.
Mine's pretty easy too, but I think it might stump you guys.
Well,
see.
hey, before we do get to the trivia, can we just throw out some honorable mention N64 games?
Yeah, of course.
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario is so good.
Absolutely.
It's funny, we haven't really focused in on the ones we really love. Nobody said Legend of Zelda,
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time, or
But
Majora's Mask.
those are so obvious.
I
Like,
know.
everyone knows. Like,
so why even mention it? Yeah.
or I was about to say Oracle of Time.
What are you saying?
Ocarina
That's
of
2 different
Time
games.
was,
Yeah.
it's an absolute masterpiece. It is.
It is the perfect 3D Zelda game.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. One of the best games. Period.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Period.
Not many people would argue that, I don't
No,
think.
no. There's very few people who will argue that Ocarina of Time is one of the best.
And then we
games of
got
all time.
Majora's Mask, which is super weird and divisive.
Which was it was
some
absolutely.
people love it, some people hate it.
It was it
some
was
people
definitely
can't
a
even wrap their
split.
heads around it.
It was definitely a split
I
from what
have tried 3 or 4 times to get into that game, and I
It's
always
hard.
I always make it maybe 5 to 10 hours in to
Yeah.
like the first or the second temple, and then I just stop for whatever reason.
I
I'm
mean-
like, this is the time I'm going to do it. I got it on 3DS a couple years ago
Yeah.
when the re-release came out. I'm like, this is it. This is the time I'm really going to get through this. And
you
I
feel
just
like you're
don't.
forced to collect all the masks, and I think that is one pretty difficult part. And for me personally, I always had a really rough time because I felt like you're on a timer.
yeah, there's a
You're on a clock.
ton of repetition in that game too because of the timer.
Yeah, so
Because
it's
of that
like
mechanic.
only certain things will happen on certain days. You have to be there at the right time, and I didn't feel like basically having a gun to my head to get to a certain place at a certain time.
But then
I hated
later
it.
you get songs that
Yeah.
that change that up dramatically.
Absolutely, and you get like songs that would like change it up, and you get different masks that like do different things, and it was all cool and dandy. But
Right.
I'm the same with you. I never was able to beat that game
Yeah.
because it stressed me out. I feel like it gave me anxiety. Honestly,
I believe it for
Yeah.
sure.
What else? What are some other good N64 games?
Diddy Kong Racing's pretty
Diddy Kong
rad.
Racing
Going
is
back to
amazing.
racing games.
Conker's Bad for a Day was amazing. That one.
I never played that.
Did you like that game?
Do love Conquer, dude.
Yeah, it's basically an M-rated Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
But, that's essentially what
But
it is.
basically, they re-released Conker's Bad Fur Day on the first Xbox.
Yeah, but it was awful. It wasn't the same thing. It was a absolutely different game. It was meant to be like
Was
a
it?
quote-unquote re-release. They added new stuff because they thought that's what people wanted, and it lost its charm.
I think you might be confused because I think
No.
they remade it for the first Xbox and then they
They
did
didn't.
that with that game for the 360, but that completely failed.
Yeah, I think it might be the 360 then.
Yeah.
It it lost the charm that Nintendo gave it because they wanted a grittier game.
That Rare gave it, right?
Yeah.
Conker's Bad Fur Day was amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was good.
Hey, can we talk about GoldenEye for a second?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about GoldenEye?
You're out of time. Okay, what's your question?
It's just people love that game.
It's a James
so
Bond
much.
game. It's
I know,
fun.
and I loved that game so much.
Yeah.
Loved.
Okay. Why do you hate it now?
It's just funny to me that people still hold to it so firmly as this great game.
It's the nostalgia thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's all it is.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the worst example of just nostalgia carrying a game far beyond its
I've
worth.
played it. I've played it like, not like it was a while ago, but it wasn't super long ago. And I'm like, man, this game is awful.
The controls are so
Yeah,
bad. And
it's super
the
crappy.
graphics are so bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
We
but
all played hundreds of hours of it probably.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
It's impossible to go back
I'll
to.
never forget the train level. I could never beat it ever. The train level just kicked my butt every single time.
there was a story in that?
Yeah.
Was there?
It was
the plot of the movie essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I remember is the multiplayer. On it.
Yeah, a lot of people just stuck with the multiplayer. It had a fun campaign for its time.
That
Again,
was
impossible to go back to.
That was its draw, was the multiplayer, because it was like it was such a last minute thing. They like shoved it in the game a week before launch.
Yeah. And I think like Wolfenstein and Doom and Quake were doing multiplayer shooters back then.
Yeah.
But GoldenEye was really the first one that popularized it. It was before Halo. It was before a lot of games.
Which is so funny because it was
especially
an
in
afterthought.
consoles.
It's such an afterthought.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we just, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And then they just did it, and it blew up.
It'll always be beloved.
Can I mention a game?
Yeah.
Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Great.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That game just came out on Switch recently.
Did it?
Yep.
Oh,
I
Just an
remember
up-resed original.
Like I said though, like it's a lot of these games I don't remember what they exactly are, but
Yeah.
I just remember them.
Turok was fun.
What about Quest 64?
I loved that game.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
Yeah.
Horrible RPG mechanics. The camera angles were just bizarre and wonky, but I loved it.
Yeah.
That was fun. And I was just desperate for RPGs on that thing. The 64 didn't get a lot of RPGs.
No.
And you compare that to PS1, which came out around the same time. You've got Final Fantasy 7 and 8. You've got Wild Arms, one of the early really popular JRPGs. They had Suikoden, so many great RPGs on PS1. And 64 got like none of them.
Yeah.
So,
Because they were more about like the platforming adventure games.
yep.
Oh, also, I'll finish my favorites off. Don't at me, Brittin.
I'm about to at you.
Pokemon Snap.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
even care what you say.
It's simple but beloved.
And both Pokemon Stadium games. They're great. I loved
Really?
them. Absolutely.
I've never understood those games. They've always seemed just
You know what? No one understands you, Brittin.
I'm just going to stop talking. then.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Jerk.
Thank you. Hey, do you want to hit us with a question? We're already way over.
Are we
time.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But, I like to gush about the N64.
It's fun. We should have given ourselves more time. Sorry, but it's okay. We got
it's
it
my
in.
baby.
We got our pieces out.
Yeah. I still have my original 64.
Do you? What color is it?
It's just a black one.
Got it.
Yeah, I didn't have anything fancy.
No yellow or...
No, gosh, no. Those are really
indigo?
expensive.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I have basically collected my childhood collection of N64 games. I'm super proud of it.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the good stuff, right?
All the great classics.
There wasn't a huge library on that system.
No, there
so-
wasn't a massive, but
and then of those, the ones you like are even smaller. So it's pretty easy to get all the ones you want, probably.
I still have like 12 games.
Okay.
12 or 14 games.
Solid,
Anyway,
man.
hit us with a question
All right, you guys.
before we go to 2 hours.
So there's
Yes.
a lot of cool games on N64.
Absolutely.
There's one main Nintendo franchise that was conspicuously absent from the Nintendo 64. What was it?
Franchises and game franchise.
Right. Yeah.
Metroid.
Oh, man, you got it right. We need a better
Wait,
question.
you weren't supposed to say it.
I know. I'm sorry, but you just busted out with it instantly.
Sorry,
so-
I knew it immediately when you said it.
Yeah.
When and why
Yeah.
did
why?
IGN form?
Wow, that's super topical.
It
You
will.
really had to think about it, didn't
It
you?
will be.
Pretty
It
sure it
will.
was 95. But why? That you stumped me there.
I'll tell you guys why next week.
All right.
Oh,
Sounds good.
Can I ask you a question too?
Yeah, do it.
How many Pokemon games were on the N64?
It doesn't have to be topical, you know that, right?
No, I know, but it was just something that popped into my head.
You just named 3.
3.
I did.
I'll go with 3.
That's probably all of them.
No. Okay.
No? Yeah.
Oh, well,
Those are the only ones I know of, so I'm going to go with 3 too.
IGN formed in 2003.
Okay.
I'm probably way wrong.
You are. Per Schneider, one of the co-founders of that site.
Oh, he's gonna
always.
hit us- he's gonna
he
hit
always
us in
talks about
knowledge.
how he was at the first E3 covering for IGN, which was 1995.
I'm gonna go with 1996 instead.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Well, no, because
cool. What's your answer for the Pokemon games?
I said 3 too, because those are the only ones I'm
Really?
aware of.
Yeah, I say 3.
Cool. We'll find out next week.
Sounds good.
All right,
Hey,
double
forget-
trivia.
Yeah, dude, we're doubling down. Well, hey guys, sorry for this a little bit extra long episode.
Don't be. It was awesome.
Yeah, I know, for real. We could talk about like different consoles and stuff. I would love to talk about more different like consoles in our life experience, like PlayStation and stuff, because I have some really good memories for like PlayStation.
I think
Sony
PS1 is where like my heart falls. Really.
Ooh, dude, Spyro.
Ooh, Crash. Ooh.
Never played it. We'll talk about it later. Hey guys, don't forget to find us on the social medias.
Don't forget.
You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. Don't forget to check us out on iTunes. Give us a rating, comment, like, subscribe. Go to my GoFundMe.
That's not a thing.
Oh, you're right. It's not.
Respond to us. Let us know if you like the show or not.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell us what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, hit us.
Say hi.
Hit us with those tweets. Tell us. Say hi. Give us some ideas. Or if you guys want to answer the questions yourself, boom, there it is.
Sounds good.
We should start posting the questions on our Twitter, and then we have them.
Zach does that sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
We should do it every week.
This social media king Zach does that
I'll-
sometimes.
Don't say that.
I'll start to get on my phone. I know. I don't want to just
You're
shove
on your
it all on
phone
you.
way too much.
I'm
as it is.
sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, and thank you to nwczradio.com, as always, for allowing us to use you guys' studio.
Absolutely.
We love your faces, and we love your guys' faces listening as well.
True.
But anyways, that's enough from me, Brittin,
Yep.
Zach.
Yeah.
We will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Later, folks.
The pharmacy is now closed.